Nay Love, what up, girl? King Frankie 47. Love, respect, my dog. Richmond, Virginia, I see you, my dog. Appreciate that. Jay, what up, homie? Young Reckless. Guz, what's up? Oh, shit. See all them sponsors right there, man. Make sure you guys tap in. Let's go. All right, Casey. Let me see right here. About Ken Flores, yes sir. Ken Flores, my dog. Rest easy, man. Let's see what we got right here. We'll play something different before we enter into Battlestar Galactica. All right, Casey. Time is it?
Game time.
Wait, hold on. Casey, what time is it?
It's game time.
Let's go. That's a dope beat right here. Phoenix in the mix. Solo. Joe. Let's go. Let's get it. Chop City on the beat. That's the one right there.
Yeah, that one's hard.
That shit slaps, homie. All right. Ready, Snaps?
Yep.
You gonna start flowing right now?
I don't know about all that.
Seattle in the house. Linwood in the house. Bartlett Street in the house.
That's right.
Yes, sir. Lot of love, man. Lot of love. Lot of love. God loves you, man. God loves you. Do you believe in Jesus?
Of course.
Do you believe in the Buddha?
No. I mean,
So
I
just-
never really.
Just a different denomination. What is it? Denomination? Or nomination?
Nomination.
Denomination.
Denomination, I think, is of the same religion, though. I think.
What's up to all my Lobos out there?
Looking like a snack right now. Thank you, Pete. Fucking Pete. He's always got something nice to say about me, man. Fuck it, if it's coming from a man, you know what I mean? It still feels good.
Somewhere, you know?
Hammond in the house. Yes, sir. She cute, though. Sugar, 80, Maine. Oh, you're talking about Casey.
Casey's the only cute one right here.
Stop, son. Guys, be easy on them comments, man. Easy on them comments.
I think it was Stomp's birthday yesterday, wasn't it?
Oh, was it?
I think so.
Huh.
Happy belated, Stomp.
Yeah, I didn't get invited to his birthday party. Did you have a birthday party?
It was at Chuck E. Cheese. I don't think.
Whoa. That's how you gonna end up. That's how Stump's gonna end up back in motherfucking prison. Throwing birthday parties at Chuck E. Cheese. Today's guest, I want everybody to raise up off your futons and give it up for Snaps.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Appreciate you making time out of your busy schedule and pulling up and blessing us with your greatness. I mean, your story, you know. We talked, I think a year change ago,
Yeah.
and then we saw each other again on Homeboys Industry.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. How did you end up at Homeboys Industry?
Well, I went over there to try to get my high school diploma. That was the only thing I went for.
As of recent, how long you been there for?
I've been there for like about almost 3 years.
3
Almost
years.
3 years
Okay.
now. Yeah.
So you kind of like, and we'll get to that part of your story, right? We're gonna put it to where it is right now.
Yeah.
And then we rewind the track
Yeah.
up to you going to Homeboys Industry 3 years ago. So you originally went to Homeboys Industry just to get a high school diploma.
Just to get my high school diploma.
Okay.
That was it. But then one thing led to another, and then I just ended up doing the whole 18-month program, and I was working on myself while I was there. When I went there, I really didn't think I needed to work on myself. You know, I thought I was cool, you know, like
You thought you were fine.
Yeah, like I didn't think anything was wrong with me.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
I swear.
No, I've been there too.
Yeah, so when I got there, like I started doing classes and everything, and I started figuring out a lot of things about myself, like, you know, separating certain people from certain people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, I started hearing everybody else's stories, and I started connecting with different people on another level.
Yeah.
You know, I was doing parenting classes. I was doing, teen tween classes, you know, like if you have teenagers. And, you know, I started hearing everybody's stories, and they kind of were going through the same stuff that I was going through. And these were different people from different races, you know, and
Different hoods.
yes.
Yeah.
And that kind of like broke me out of my shell a little bit from talking to people, and you know, I started connecting with people, and I really started to look at myself a different way, because I was seeing all these other girls, like, you know, just talking about how that is, like, you know, being a single mom where there's not kinds of kids, being in domestic violence relationships and everything like that. And I was like, damn, like, that's me, you know?
Yeah.
That's all me. And, you know, I started to work on myself a little bit more. And, you know, I started finding myself, who I really was and what I really wanted to do. You know, and then I realized I need to be there more than just to get my high school diploma, you know?
Wow. Well, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Homeboys Industry, man.
Shout out to Pops.
Pops?
Yeah, Pops, Father Greg.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, some of us call him Pops.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, man, that Homeboys Industry, you went there for a high school diploma.
Yeah.
And then you've seen all the positivity flowing through there, and with people with similar faces and similar stories.
Yes.
And then you're in a place where you can fix these problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's not everybody. It's not everybody outside talking about their problems, but they're just not at the right place.
Yeah.
It's the people at the right place talking about their problems, and you at the right place, so you can fix those problems.
Exactly.
Because again, you're at the right place. Homeboys Industry.
Yep.
That Homeboys Industry is a.
Homeboys Industry, they help out a lot of people. Like, you know, I know a lot of people talk about certain things or whatever, but like, you don't really know until you get there.
It's like this too. I've been in like dope houses, gang of years, right? And we, you know, motherfuckers talk about, I'm gonna sober up next week. This is the last time I party. That's it. No more Pookie after this, you know? Or whatever the fuck we might be, you know, we're smoking crack maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they talking about it, you know? They're talking about it at the wrong place, but then you have them having, and other group of people having the same conversation inside the rehabilitation center. And that's the place that really have the conversation.
Exactly.
But I guess it starts somewhere. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I didn't even smoke no weed yet, and I'm already just like trying to put it in different, different forms or
Yeah.
something. But Bartlett Street, you're from Bartlett Street?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about that side of the tracks. You know, I mean, it's a nice neighborhood, some good people around there, or what?
Now it is. I mean, now
Yeah.
it's just a whole bunch of chinos and everything. But back in the late '80s, early '90s, like it was different. You know, I'm not from that generation. You know, I talked to a few people from my generation. Shout out to my homeboy Sly. He's
Yeah.
probably watching right now.
What's up, Sly?
Yeah, like back in the days, like it's a really old neighborhood, and it's a small neighborhood.
Yeah.
But you know, like all of my homeboys, we all stick together no matter what. You know,
What part of the section is that in the SGV?
that's in between Monte and in between San Gabriel.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't got to touch too much on that. You know what I mean, maybe in your story, you know what I mean, you might, pass through your stomping grounds in regards to sharing a little bit. We are here today to shine light on domestic violence.
Yes.
You are here today to shine light on domestic violence.
Yes.
And we were talking on the phone, and I said, hey, I'm not innocent from nothing, you know what I mean, in regards to like some domestic violence, right? You know, you're in drug-fueled relationships, and sometimes you wild out, you know what I mean? But there's levels to wilding out, you know what I mean? And so when you started sharing your story, I'm like, whoa, I don't know that side of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And that was a part where you told me that when you were 6 going on 7 months pregnant, the dude stabbed you in your stomach and you had to have an emergency C-section, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get into that part of the story. But so this is you suffered from a lot of domestic violence in your life. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did it originate in your household?
No.
No. Were you raised with good parents?
My parents were like party people. So
Okay.
My family's from Maravilla. So,
okay.
My house was like the party house. You know, my dad, he was a truck driver. My mom, she worked at Edison Company. And we live right there in Rosemead, in South San Gabriel's neighborhood.
Yeah.
And
They had good jobs.
yes, they had
Great jobs.
That's why it was.
Yeah,
it was more like
I work in the Edison building, which is the headquarters right there in Rosemead.
yeah, right there on Walnut Grove and Klingerman.
Yeah, I've
Yep.
worked in different like TIs, they call them tenant improvements.
Yeah.
But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, so they had good jobs. So that was like, kind of like the problem because they had parties every weekend. It was always a party every weekend. It was Thursday through Sunday, sometimes even going to Monday.
Yeah.
And I was a little girl back then, so I would see all kinds of people at the house and everything, and like it was something that I was born into. It wasn't just something that like, I wanted to wake up one day, oh, I want to be a gang member, I want to be from a neighborhood. Nah, this is something that like I grew up in.
Yeah.
So my mom and dad, they had parties every single weekend. If it wasn't there, it was at my grandma and grandpa's house in East LA, right on Alma Street and 3rd.
Okay.
So, that those two spots were the party houses. And, my mom and dad, they were cool. They like to have fun. They like to go out, do things and everything. They were cool people. Like, anybody would have loved to have been with them, kick it with them.
Yeah.
Drink with them, have a laugh conversation with them,
Yeah.
but like I said, I was just a little girl back then. So, like all the domestic violence didn't start right there. My mom, she started work, she started her shift at like 5 a.m, and we didn't live too far from Edison Company. So my dad, he was gone real early. Sometimes he was gone a couple of days, whatever. And, my mom, where we lived at, it was like a whole bunch of houses, like back to back. Like, what do you call that? Like
Duplexes.
Duplexes, yeah.
Yeah.
So we lived in the front. My brother lived in the middle house, and my sister lived in the back. So my mom, she would wake me up every morning, take me to my sister's house. We would walk all the way down the driveway, go to my sister's house and everything. And, she would take off and go to work. And so my sister, she had her kids, which is my nephews. My first nephew, he's like probably like a year younger than me. So me and him would go to school together, and my sister, she had her husband there, so I was probably like 7 years old when a lot of shit started happening to me, So I was like 7 years old. My mom, she took me to my sister's house, right? And then my sister had a little bed set up for me. So every time I would go, like, I'll just go straight to the bed, sleep a couple hours till we had to get up and get ready for school. So my sister's husband, he does carpeting. He does carpeting tile. And, one day, like, this fool, like, he just started, like, like molesting me, like touching me and shit. Like, and
You were 7 years old?
I was 7 years old, yeah.
Wow.
And this shit happened for 3 years.
Wow.
From when I was 7 to 9 years old. So, I never said nothing because he was always like saying like, he would always make comments like, don't say nothing, like, don't say nothing to your sister, like, whatever. So I was a little girl, I was scared. I didn't know nothing like that. I was a little girl. So I never said shit. And one day I told my mom, I was like, you know what, like, I'm cool. Like, I don't need to go to my sister's house. I could walk to school by myself. So I convinced my mom and my dad to let me stay home and let me go to school by myself. So, like, ever since then, like, I was probably like 10 years old, 9 going on 10. I started walking to school by myself, and I didn't say nothing to nobody in my family till I was probably like, maybe I was pregnant with my daughter, my second kid. That's when I told my sister.
How old were you?
When my daughter? When I was pregnant with her?
When you finally said what the dude was doing to you?
I was probably like around 17 years old.
Why did it take you so long to because you're neighbors with this dude?
So
he's obviously your family's close. You're having family functions, birthday parties,
yes,
right?
Yes. There, this person, he was, we did have family functions, and like he was just like one of those predators, like always staring at girls, like my family members, like my tias, my cousins, like, everybody brings their friends, the homies, whatever. Like it was really uncomfortable.
Was your sister oblivious to his?
She was. She
What?
Still is.
She's still with him?
Yeah, she's still with him.
Nobody's handled that dude?
My ex-husband, he tried to, but he did it at the wrong place and at the wrong time.
Is he still at the same address?
I'm a
little bit of playing with that, but disregard that. What possesses a grown man to feel attracted to a little girl, 7-year-old girl? Like, what possesses? I can't. I swear to God, that pisses a lot of people off. And if you don't get pissed off, then you need to get your head checked. But I just can't wrap my mind around that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry you went through that. And I'm sorry that he's still in your family.
Yeah, I don't talk to my sister or my brother. I have a brother too. I don't associate with my sister or brother at all.
So when you told your sister you're pregnant, and what finally made you tell your sister or your family?
So I was pregnant with my second kid, which is my daughter, and
at 17.
Yes.
Okay. When did you have your first kid?
16.
16. Okay.
Yes. And so when I at that time, me and my mom, we were not talking at all because she was pissed because I got pregnant the first time with my first kid, my son. And so she was cool with my baby's dad. We were living at my mom and dad's house, but she never talked to me. So when I got pregnant with my daughter, she kicked us out. And so we went to go stay at my sister's house. And we went to go stay at my sister's house. I was pregnant, and when I was being with that person, that's where all the domestic violence started happening, when I was pregnant with my son. But bypass all that, we were living at my sister's house when I was pregnant with my daughter, and my baby's dad, he was at work. My sister, she was gone. I guess she wanted to go get groceries or something like that. And I was pregnant. I was about to cook for me and my baby's dad and my baby's dad. And, my son, he was in the room sleeping. At that time, we were sleeping in the garage. They had converted it, made it like, they had carpet and everything. They made it look nice because, he does carpet. So, like, they made it look nice and everything. They hooked it up for us. And then he comes home one day early, and then, like, I'm over here cooking, and I'm getting a seasoning or something. I think it was a seasoning from a cabinet. And so I'm reaching up, and then he passes by and he grabs me, and I'm like, what the fuck?
This is your sister's husband?
Yes. Okay. I'm like, what the fuck, fool? Like, I fucking socked that fool. And like, mind you, like, I'm already like going through some things because of my baby's dad, because me and him were already in this domestic violence relationship, And so I turned around, I socked this fool, and then I'm over here talking shit. My sister comes in, and then fucking you know, she's like, what's going on? What's going on? And I told her, I was like, man, fuck this fool. He fucking touched me. Like, I'm over here cooking for fucking my baby's dad, and like, this fool fucking touched me. Like, you know, fuck this fool. And so, you know, he was just talking shit because he was drinking, you know. Like, he's like, she doesn't know what she's saying. You know, she's talking a lot of shit. Don't listen to her. And, you know, my sister, you know, I don't know if she was kind of like fed up with me because me and this fool were always arguing. You know, me and my baby's dad were always arguing, fighting.
And then she sees now you're fighting with her husband.
Yes, yeah.
But she doesn't realize that it stems from something deeper and darker.
So I was so pissed. You know, like when you just want to fuck somebody up so bad, like you get so pissed, you just want to cry. You know, like fuck, I want to just take fucking flight on this fool, fucking stab this fool, something. You know, I was pissed. I started crying, and I told my sister, I was like, man, fuck him, like leave him, kick him the fuck out. Like, you know, you don't fucking need this fool. Like, I'll take care of you, you know, like, because that's my sister. I loved her, you know. I was like, I'll fucking take care of you. And, like, you don't fucking see what the fuck he's doing, what he's been doing fucking for a long time. And she was like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I told her. And, you know, right away, she didn't believe me. So I was like, man, fuck this one. And then my baby's dad comes home. And so he comes in the kitchen. He's like, what's going on? Like, because he hears us all arguing. And I'm like, babe, fuck this fool. Like, fuck this fool up. Like, this fool's a fucking bitch. Like, this fool just fucking touched me and he grabbed me. And then, you know, one thing about my baby's dad, like, my first baby's dad, like, that fool was so quick to put his hands on me. But when it came to another fool, like, he was a bitch. He was a straight fucking bitch.
Yeah.
You know, and, like, he told my sister's husband, like, you know, like, what the fuck is going on? And, like, you know, what is she talking about? Like, what the fuck did you do to her? And, like, if it was me, I would have just took flight on this fool if I was the man, you know? But, like, this fool just, like a straight fucking hyena didn't say, like, just asked what was going on. And this fool fucking said, like, oh, you know, Cynthia, she's crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. Like, you know, she's fucking, she just don't pay attention to her. And so me and my baby's dad started arguing because I'm telling him, like, fuck this fool up, babe, fuck this fool up. He didn't want to do it. So I was like, man, fuck all you people. Like, fuck, I'm done with all you motherfuckers.
And you're pregnant at the time.
I'm pregnant at the time.
With his baby.
With his second kid, yeah.
With his second kid.
Yeah, and then my son, he was in our room sleeping, and I'm just like, fuck, like, and I couldn't go home, you know, because like I said, me and my mom weren't talking. You know, she was pissed that, you know, I had got pregnant the second time, you know, so I felt like I was kind of stuck in a situation, you know, like, that's a fucked up feeling to, like, go through all this shit, you know, and then to feel like you're stuck, like you can't move. And I've been feeling like that for a long fucking time with all these fools that I've been with. Like, I've always felt like I was stuck. I've never had, like.
So do you feel like you've been, like, settling for less than what you deserve?
Yeah.
And why have you been doing that?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Like, maybe I'm just so used to, like, a certain type of food. Like, I don't know. Like, to be honest, I don't know. Like, and like, fuck, like.
When did you realize that the dude was, you know, he's quick to put hands on you, but not quick to put hands on a dude?
That day. Yeah, that day.
You knew that, but before that, he kind of had you a little bit fooled? Or?
Yeah. Like, he would fucking, like, he would take flight on me every time we would get into it. Because my baby's dad, he used to slam. He used to slam, and he used to smoke dope, and he's a really heavy drinker, you know, and, you know, that was a problem.
Yeah.
That was a really big problem because, you know, being with somebody who's going to get high off of dope and slamming, like, that's no joke.
Did you not meet him like that?
I met him. He was getting high when I met him, but he wasn't. He was just doing, like, little lines here and there. You know, it wasn't nothing like, fuck, like smoking a fucking A-bar or nothing like that. It was just like a little thing. And at that time, too, I was getting high myself, you know?
Yeah.
So, but all the shooting up, like, I never knew nothing about that.
Yeah.
I never knew nothing about that till months I was after, like, I was already with them.
Yeah.
You know, and
how'd you catch him?
One day I was washing clothes, right? And I was folding our clothes and I was putting everything away, like his stuff in his drawer, and you know, this was sloppy. Like, when he like, I remember, like, this fool, he would get something out the drawer and just, like, make a mess. So when I would fold clothes and put it away, like, I would take everything out, fold it and put it back and get to right, you know? I found needles in there. So he was at work. one thing I can't say like about this fool, like when I was with him back then, like that fool always had a job. He always had a job, but he was always high too.
What kind of work did he do, if you don't mind me
He
asking?
was doing everything. He was doing security. That fool used to work like everywhere. He used to work for United Site Services. You know, that was a really good job, but he fucked that up. You know,
Is that a security job?
no, United Site, that's a porter potty. He used to make like $35 an hour.
Porta potties?
Yeah, like
What exactly did he do?
so like he would go like say if there's a concert, you know, like they would go put the porta potties out, like they would make sure everything's cool and everything, and then they would leave off site, and then they would go probably like every 2 hours to go check, make sure like everything like it's getting cleaned out, you know, making
Yeah.
sure it's all like nice for the concerts and everything like that. And he would do big concerts back then.
Yeah.
So you know, that fool was making good money, but like he had a problem. He had a problem.
Yeah.
And you know, that was something that I thought I could help him fix, but I mean, you can't help somebody fix a problem that they're not ready to fix themselves, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes
So-
we learn that the hard way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, I learned that the hard way a couple of times. But you know, yeah, so like I said, this fool, I found needles in his drawer, and I called his mom, and I was like, hey, fucking like this fool has fucking needles in his fucking drawer. And she's like, oh, you finally found them? And I was like, what you mean I finally found them? What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
You telling his mom? His
Yeah.
mom saying this? Okay.
Yeah, so she was telling me stories like, you know, he used to fucking hide needles in because he has twin sisters. He has 3 sisters, twin sisters and a little sister. He's like, yeah, he used to hide needles in his sister's like teddy bear and like, you know, and their stuff, so I wouldn't find out. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, man, like, I've been knowing you for so long, and like you're barely telling me this now. Like I found this shit in his drawer. Like,
Yeah.
like you know when you meet someone's mom, like you want that person, that mom, or like to look out for. Like, I mean, if it was me, if my son has a girlfriend, like I'm gonna let her know straight out. Like, you know, my son's like this. He does this, this, and this, and this. You know, like I'm not gonna like stay hush on anything, cause I know how it is. I wouldn't want no girl to go through anything that they don't want to be in, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Maybe she just felt like she was just passing off the problem to you.
exactly. And that's how I felt like with a couple of fools that I was being with. Like, these moms were fucking passing their fucking kid, and like when I would meet the moms, I'm like, fuck, like, damn, you could have told me it was like some type of fucking way, you know?
Where do you meet your guys at?
Well, like I said, the first one, he's from my neighborhood, but
Okay.
that fool don't live around here no more. He don't even dare to come over here no more.
He doesn't have nothing to do with his kids.
No. He told me like the day that I left him, he's like, if you're gonna leave me, like I don't want to have nothing to do with those kids. I don't want to see them. I don't want to know nothing about them. And I was like, all right, fool, don't trip. Like, I got them. These are my kids. Don't trip, homie.
So he's a super like fatal dude, weird.
Yeah, he's fucking
like-
lame. He's a fucking lame.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I can't.
It's sad, you know, because like there's a lot of dads out there who are trying to get their kids back from the system and everything, you know, and it's like they want to be with their kids, they want to see their kids, they want to have that relationship, and this fool is taking it for granted because he's like, if you're not gonna be with me, then I don't want to see the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, say less, homie. Don't trip. I don't need you, and they don't need you either.
And so, was this the same dude that that stabbed you? Mm-hmm. Can you share that story?
So, after, like I said about that situation with my sister's husband, right? I felt stuck because we didn't have nowhere to go, you know, and I couldn't go back home to my mom's. We couldn't go to his mom's because, you know, his mom lives in the hood, but, you know, she was with her husband, and, you know, we just couldn't go there, you know, so we were kind of like stuck at my sister's house, and my sister, she lives far from my hood, you know, she lives over there in Montclair.
Yeah.
So it's far from Rosemead. So, like, we were stuck out there, and, like I said, me and this fool, like, we were always fighting, and then, like, I told this fool, my sister told us, she's like, you know, you guys got to get out already. Like, you guys, can't have you guys here no more. I was like, all right. So, you know, fucking, we tried to look for places. Nothing ever happened. We couldn't find shit, you know. So we stood there for like probably like another year, and then you know, one day, like I said, he came home drunk as fuck, and I found the cap to a needle in his pocket. And so I was like, all right, this fool, I know this fool's gonna fucking get high. I already know. I know his little fucking routine already. I was like, all right, I'm gonna fucking catch this fool before he even fucking does it. So he's like, all right, I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick. I'm gonna take a shower and like we're gonna go out and eat. I was like, all right. So this fool, I right away I fucking went to the restroom and I want to go follow this fool and fucking like this fool was getting ready to do his shit, and so I took flight on this fool because I was already pissed. I was fed up. Like after all this time, like, you know, me and him are getting down. Like I was pissed. Like, fool, like what are you doing to yourself, fool? Like we have our son and like I'm pregnant with your daughter, homie. Like think, fool, you know. So like we get into a little fucking argument. Then it escalates, and then this fool he fucking flipped crazy. Like I didn't think he would ever fucking do that shit to me. And I was like he threw me on the fucking bed, and this fool fucking just got his fucking knife that I had on top of my drawer, and fucking this fool fucking just, he got me, and I didn't feel nothing right there then, like, you know. And
He stabbed you.
yeah, my stomach.
Stabbed you in your stomach.
Yeah, I have a scar right here. It goes all right here.
Wow.
And so fucking like I didn't feel nothing right there at that moment. I'm just fucking this fool up, and then I get on top of this fool. I fuck this fool up, and fucking like he fucking knocks me down. We're like fucking wrestling type of shit, like fucking throwing blows, wrestling type of shit on the floor.
But you're pregnant.
And, yeah.
And you're pregnant.
Yeah. So I see blood, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, fuck, like, I felt like it was fucking warm. I was like, what the fuck? And I fucking touching myself, and I fucking feel it, like, wet, you know? I'm like, what the fuck, fool? And then I push back, and then he's like, fuck. And then I'm like, fool, what the fuck? And then right away, like, we just get in the car. We get in the car, and then we fucking go to the hospital, and fucking, you know, I was young, dumb, and in love back then. I mean, I thought that was love. It wasn't. I know now it wasn't, but back then I was young, dumb, and in love, you know, and fucking, I was stupid. I was stupid to stay that fucking long with him, but, you know, we went to the hospital, and I told them that, you know, I had fell, like, I gave him a big old story, like, I had fell, like, you know, I got cut by glass, you know, fucking, the nurses, they're like, do you want us to call the cops? It's like, no. Like, I was cleaning, and I fell, and I dropped something. I dropped the vase, and I just got cut in my stomach, you know, like, fuck, I'm pregnant. And then this was screaming for a doctor. So I was like, fuck. And, you know, they do x-rays or whatever. They do the ultrasound and everything. Not x-rays, they do the ultrasound. And they see that it punctured the womb bag. Like, it, not too much, but just enough for it to start leaking fluid.
Wow.
So they sewed me up, whatever. They fucking, it wasn't too deep, but it was deep enough to where it punctured. So they did what they did, and then, you know, the nurse comes back. She's like, you know, we're gonna have to have emergency C-section. And I was like, why? And she's like, cause, like, you know, the bag is leaking. And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right. And this is my second kid, so I had a C-section with my first one. So I was like, all right, like, you know, what do we gotta do? Like, I'm not even full term yet. Like, I'm barely on my last week of 6 months. Like, I'm about to be seven months next week. And so she was like, the nurse was like, you know, I understand what's going on, but the doctor, he already placed an order for you to get steroids. And I'm like, fuck, steroids for what? Like, you know, like, I was like, fuck, what do I need steroids for? She's like, you know, we gotta help the baby, like, you know, open its lungs. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what do you mean? Like, the lungs are still closed? Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. There was too much shit going on. Like, my mind was just going everywhere. Like,
yeah.
I was like, fuck, what do you mean? Like, we gotta open the lung. Like, what does that mean? They're like, you know, the baby's still premature. Like, you know, the baby's not even, like,
fully developed.
fully developed. You know,
Yeah.
we have to help the baby open its lungs so that way it could breathe when we have the C-section. So I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, well, give it to me. Like, you know, where is it at? So a couple minutes later, the other nurse, she comes in, and she gives me my first dosage. So I got 2 dosages of steroids, and you know, like, I was like, fuck, that first dosage, I was like, fuck, like, my body felt weird. I was like, how's the baby gonna get this if you're giving it to me in my arm? She's like, it's gonna go through your body, and, like, trust me, it's gonna get to the baby, like, within minutes, probably, like, 20, 30 minutes. I was like, fuck. I was like, all right. So she gives me the first one. She comes back 30, 40 minutes later. She gives me the second one. I was like, all right, so what do we do now? Like, what? Like, fuck. And then the whole time I'm looking at this fool like, fool, fuck. Like, I fucking hate you, fool. Like, I fucking hate you. Like, at that point, I was like, man, fuck this fool. I'm going to get this fool. I know it's not going to be today. It's not going to be right now, but I'm going to get this fool. I'm going to get him. I have to. And so fucking, so she tells me, she's like, all right, give us like an hour. We're going to come back and we're going to go get the surgery room set up for you. And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right. So he was just trying to tell me, he's like, you know what, babe, I'm sorry. I love you. Like, fuck, I'm sorry. I was like, fool, fuck you, bitch. Like, get the fuck away from me. Like, fool, I swear to God, get the fuck away from me. Like, that whole time we were waiting, I was just pissed. I was arguing with them and, like, fuck. Like, I'm thinking, like, I'm fucking going to have my kid right now premature. Like, and fuck, if I could just get out of this bed, like, fucking smoke this fool, you know? Like, fuck him. Like, this fool's supposed to be from my neighborhood. He's supposed to be my baby's dad. Says he fucking loves me and everything. And, like, fuck, like, all that shit's fucking out the fucking window, homie. All that shit's out the window. From that point on, I was like, man, fuck this fool. And, like, every fool that comes after him, fuck them all. Like, I just started building this, like,
animosity.
Yes, towards
rage.
men. Because I was like, fuck, like,
You're only 17 years old at this time, right?
Yes. And like, the way he is because he's seen shit like that in his family. So like, he grew up with that type of shit.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you know, it's like fuck, I didn't grow up like that, but he did. So like, you know, now
He's repeating history.
Yeah, and I'm like, fuck, man. Like, I was like, all right, fool. I was like, all right. So whatever the nurse comes in, she's like, all right, you ready? Like, we're gonna go now. So she wheels me into the down the hall. We go to the surgery room, and you know, they give me my shots in my back and everything, and you know, like, that was it. Like, from there on, they just did the C-section, and then she came out. My daughter came out 4 pounds and 4 ounces.
Wow.
4 pounds and 4 ounces. Her birthday's April 6th. And she was born at 1:01 in the morning.
She had a journey ahead of her, and she's good to this day.
Yeah. She's good. She's healthy. You know. She works with me right there at Homeboys Industry. She works at the diner. You know. Right now.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. And
How old is she
in City
now?
Hall. She's 18.
18.
Yeah, she's
wow.
18. Yeah.
Salute to her.
Yeah.
For reals.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. Like, right now, me and her, we're not talking right now. We have our own little bellow going on right now. But like, I've always seen her like, that's my little miracle baby, you know?
But you guys work in the same place?
Yes, but not in the same building. She works in City Hall, and I work right there in Chinatown.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, I was just like, fuck. Like, I told myself, I will never let my daughter be with no man who's going to put their hands on her. I'll fucking smoke that for myself. Like, I wouldn't be able to see. I can't see that. I won't allow that.
So, moving forward from that, baby's born prematurely. I mean, that puts a bigger burden upon yourself in regards to caring for that premature baby, right?
Yeah, she was 19 and a half inches, and she was like a little stick, like a little thing. She was long. She was long as fuck, but she was so
Yeah, 19
skinny.
and a half inches is long.
Yeah, it is.
Is that from with her hands raised like
No,
this?
no. Just
head to...
Yeah, to head to toe.
Wow.
Head to toe, 19 and a half inches. And she was 4 pounds and 4 ounces. We stood in the hospital for like 2 to 3 days.
What's considered a big baby, like 8 pounds?
Yeah, like a normal baby is like 7, 8 pounds.
7, 8 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7, 8
so
pounds.
A little 4-pounder.
Yeah, she was like a little thing. I just held her in my arm like this, in my hands. She was like this.
Belong.
Yeah, belong.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when we took her home, like I told him, I was like, "Fool, get the fuck away from my kid. Get the fuck. I don't want you touching her. I don't want you like."
How long was she in the hospital for?
Just 2-3 days.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, they put her in the
Wow.
incubator. Those steroids helped her out. Those steroids helped her out.
Well, not only helped her out, but they helped her live, right?
Yeah.
Because she would not survive without the steroids, you think?
Yes, yeah, because it opened up her lungs.
Yeah.
The steroids opened up her lungs. So I mean, without those steroids, like fuck, like she probably wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
She would probably stood there longer at the hospital.
So you 3 days later, here you are going back home with dude.
Yeah.
And how long did that last till you guys separated?
That lasted like years. I swear to God.
Oh, you stayed with him years
I
after that?
stood with him years after that. My daughter, she was 2 years old. My son, he was 3. And we finally had left my sister's house. We went to Temple City. That's right next to Rosemead.
Yeah.
So we're literally like a block away from our hood, you know. And that's when like it was like really, really, really like I thought that like, you know, I know that the stabbing was bad, but like I used to work at a dentist office right there in my hood on Rosemead Boulevard. And, you know, I would go to work with bruises in my eyes and like my face just fucked up. And his tia, Cha-Cha, she would help us with the kids. So he would go to work, I would go to work. And so she would come to the house and help me with the kids. So she kind of seen a lot of stuff that we were going through, you know, and, you know, she was always there to fucking back me up and like, you know, talk shit to this fool. Like, what the fuck are you doing to her? Like, you know, like, you're fucking stupid. Like, you know, because she went through the same thing with his uncle. And, you know,
Why do ones do that to each other? Or, I mean, was it a mutual? I mean, I'm not justifying, you know, I mean anything, but like, was it something that you and him did to each other, or was it more him doing it to you?
It was more him doing it to me in the beginning, but then like after that, that situation, it was more like, man, fuck this fool. Like, I'm gonna get this fool. Like after I healed my body, healed like from the C-section, I was like, all right, like whenever me and this fool get into it, I'm gonna fucking lay this fool out. Like,
so any chance you get, he thought he would be chilling in the living room, and all of a sudden you just attack him.
No, not attack him, but like, you know, like fuck, when we were arguing, like
Catch him
I was the
slipping
first one to fucking swing at that.
Take flight.
Yeah, from that point on.
No, I said you should.
Yeah, I was the first one to take flight on that fool
You
all the time.
You should have actually taken a different flight
I
to
should've.
fuck away from. But you know, we live and we learn, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I said,
You
I was young, dumb, and I thought I was in love. You know.
Even after that, you thought there was still it could still be fixed.
Yeah.
You know, and you hated him, you wanted to kill him, but you still had love for him.
Yeah,
you wanted to be with him.
I did. I had love for that fool, and then I was like, fuck, you know, maybe one day this was gonna fucking change. Like, we got kids together, like we got a pad together, we got fucking a car, like we're doing good, we're doing really good. We both had good jobs, and I was like, fuck, maybe like this fool fucking wake up and snap out of it. Like, but you know what? That's when I, like, when we lived in Temple City, that's when I learned, like, fuck, like, ain't nothing ever gonna fucking change with this fool. It's never gonna fucking change. So, like I said, fucking, I would go to work with bruises on my face. And my manager at the dentist office, her name's Denise, she went through something similar with her baby's dad. So, I would go to work and I would go to her office and I would cry like tired, like, fuck, Denise, like, I'm tired of this, like, I'm tired of going through this, like, I just want to live a fucking good life with my kids, like, I'm fucking done, like, I didn't want to fucking have nothing to do with him anymore. So that one day, that last day, I went to her office. She's like, all right, take the day off, you know, if you feel like you want to leave, go get your stuff and go home. And so that's what I did. Like, I was like, man, fuck this fool. Like, I'm cool. She's like, don't worry. Like, you know, you can have a couple weeks off. You like, till your face heals up, you know, like, and then come back to work, like, you'll still get paid, whatever. I was like, all right. I was like, thank you, like, you know, like, 'cause I was a receptionist back then.
Yeah.
So I was the first face you seen once you walked into the dentist's office, you know, and like being in the dentist's office, like the first face you see, the receptionist, like she's got to have a good smile. She's got to, like, you know, look presentable, and like, and that was the opposite.
Yeah, she can't have a black eye.
Yeah. So I took a couple weeks off, and like that day I went home and I went back to our pad, and I told Chacha, I was like, hey fool, like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking get my stuff when I'm bounce. I'm gonna go back home to my mom and dad's, and like, you know, just bring the kids later on, like the normal time, like around 4 or 5. So she's like, all right, fool. And so fucking I packed all my stuff. I called my dad. I was like, Dad, like, I want to go home. Like, I'm done with this, fool. So he's like, all right, let's like, what do you need? You want me to go pick you up or what? I was like, yeah, come get me. So my dad comes to our house in Temple City, our apartment in Temple City, and I load up the van with all my stuff, all the kids' stuff, and I left. And then sure enough, this fool comes to my mom and dad's house like at 8:00 at night, and this fool gets off of work like at 4:30.
Did you secure the kids? The kids were with you by then?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. And so I love white roses. I've always loved white roses. So this fool pulls up to my mom and dad's house with a fucking big ass fucking huge bouquet of white roses. And that's something that this fool would always do before. Like every time we would get in a fight, like that was his way of saying sorry. Like always buy me white roses.
Yeah.
So this fool fucking pulls up to my mom's house and he's fucking screaming my name outside in the block. And I'm like, my dad goes like, this fool's here. Like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, fuck, like, I was like, let me go talk to this fool and tell the fool like I'm done, you know?
Yeah.
So I go outside and he's like, baby, I'm sorry. Like, you know, fuck, like, just come back home. Like, I don't want to lose you and the kids. And I'm like, nah, fool, like, those fucking roses ain't gonna work no more, homie. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm fucking cool with you.
Good for you.
I'm good. And so, yeah, that was when I left. Like, that was really my last day of, like, being with this fool.
Yeah.
That was my last fucking day.
You never turned back?
Hell nah, fuck no.
Good for you.
Fuck no.
Good for you, man. And so moving forward from that chapter in your life, you know, now you're a single mom.
Yeah.
I mean, you're thugging it out with the parents, right? Mm-hmm. You know, how does life move from there?
So, everything's cool, you know. I got myself a fucking I let that fool keep the car. So I got myself a Honda Accord and fucking a black Honda Accord. I hooked it up, got the rims, windows, system, everything, you know. And you know, I was still at the dentist office. I was there for like about 3 years, and you know, I was doing really good. Like, but the last year of being there at the dentist office, like, everything was going cool. You know, I'm at my mom and dad's house. The kids are good, you know, like I'm working. Everything's cool, you know. Chacha's still helping me watch the kids while I go to work, you know, because my mom and dad was working. So she was Chacha, she was still right there helping me out. And, you know, fucking, like, I started fucking up again. Like, I started getting high again. And
Why did you start getting high again?
because I don't know, like, fuck, like, I was working right there in the hood on our block.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, like, all the homies are like, fuck, hey, fool, what are you doing? So I got I got Sly's fucking baby's mom, her job right there. And fucking, like, you know, the homies are coming around and everything. Like, you know, I just started fucking up again. And then I ended up getting fired because they did a random drug test. And it came...
The dentist office?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know they drug
Yeah.
tested.
Well, my manager, Denise, she went on maternity leave. So the company had sent over a temporary manager. So this Jaina, her dude is a hura.
Okay.
So she had that hura mentality that, you know, so...
She knows when someone's high. She looked at
yeah,
you and
she really didn't like me from the first day.
Yeah.
She really didn't like me from the first day.
But were you high at work?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
I was. I was doing that for a year.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she just didn't like me for shit, you know. And so, you know, like, I tried to get along with her. I was cool with everybody in my office. Try to get along with her. It just never happened, you know.
Did you think you were showing any signs of being high while you're at the office?
No, because it went for a year. It went for a whole year.
Went for a whole year.
Yeah,
So
like...
you were able to, like, disguise it,
Yeah.
or cover it up.
Yeah.
Like you weren't fucking cleaning too much or nothing like that.
No.
No,
I
and
was-
you're getting high off of meth.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I figured. Yeah.
So, you know, they ended up doing a random drug test, and you know, it came back positive, whatever. And so they let me go. After that, like, I was just like, all right, you know what, like, I got a good enough amount of money, like, to just like kick it with my kids for a little bit, you know, like. So I was just like really being a stay-at-home mom, and like I stopped fucking around. Like after that, I stopped fucking around because my daddy was talking a lot of shit. He's like, you can't be fucking doing shit like that because your mom's gonna fucking start tripping, and then like she's gonna kick you out, and what the fuck are you gonna do? So I was like, all right. So I stopped. And you know, when I was young, like I knew how to control myself, you know, because I had my kids.
In what sense?
Like back then, like when I used to get high, like I would be like, all right, you know what? Like if my dad's telling me to stop, like I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna fuck around because I know what the fuck. Like I'm not trying to lose my kids, you know. Like my kids are my everything. Yeah. So I know me getting high, losing my job wasn't like the best fucking idea, you know, but. You know, like I said, we're young and dumb. We go through some shit and we learn from it. And so I stopped, you know, and fucking I was really getting involved with my son's school, and I was doing like those little mom things, like the little PTA meetings and everything like that. So I was just getting real involved with this school, you know, and his elementary school was right there in my neighborhood too. So I was always like right there in the school. Like everybody knew me. The principal knew me. Everybody knew me. Yeah. So
you had a good name around there.
Yeah.
They loved you.
Exactly. And I was like, man, like fuck. Like I thought to myself one day, I was like, fuck. Imagine if like I do good right here, like, you know, with these people, like they might want to have me like as a like what is it?
Assistant or something?
Yeah, assistant or something. Then I started thinking different. I was like, fuck, what if I could work for a school district right here in my neighborhood?
Absolutely,
yeah. So I was thinking, I was like, fuck, I could probably work for the school, you know, like.
Were you high while you were thinking this?
No.
Sober.
Yeah, because I was already doing, like I already stopped. So I was.
Because your pops told you to
stop. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And my dad, like that, he was like my everything, you know, like. You know, like every girl has their dad, like that's their hero, you know? So my dad was like my everything. My dad said, don't do this, don't do that. Like, all right, Dad. But if it was my mom telling me shit, I'll be like, shut the fuck up, you know? I mean, I think that's kind of how a lot of people are, but.
It happens like that sometimes. Yeah, for sure.
So.
Different dynamics and different relationships, yeah.
Yes, yeah. So, you know, so I was thinking like, fuck, what if I fucking like work for the school district? That'd be cool, you know? Yeah. Like that would be something different. Like my passion back then was being in a dentist office. Yeah. So
what'd you like about being in the dentist office?
I used to love to see people come in like with fucked up, I didn't like that part, but like when they would come in with fucked up teeth and like fuck, we would help them. Like they would leave with a fucking perfect smile. Yeah. That was always been my thing, is like when I meet somebody, I just look at their teeth. Some people look at their shoes, I look at everybody's teeth. Yeah. So like, you know, that was something that like fuck, like that was my passion back then. So I went to school for dental assistant. Okay. So I went to school for dental assistant. So when I was in the dentist office, I was working the reception area and I was working the back office. So I was helping the dentist, and I was like, fuck, you know what? I want to be a hygienist, you know? Yeah. But then like I said, I was fucking up. So that dream fucking died. Yeah. You know? And so, so like I just started thinking about like, fuck, you know, like maybe I could do something right here at the school and like help out all these little kids. Like, you know, so my dad could see me different, you know, like I just wanted to please my parents, mostly my dad, like, and I wanted my kids to like always look at me like, damn, that's my mom right there, you know? Yeah,
absolutely.
So
you would have been a cool like lunch lady or something. You know what I mean? Always see in the cafeteria, smiling. Yeah. All right, little motherfucker, you get extra cookie. I like it. Right?
Give him a little fucking extra chocolate box.
Yeah,
chocolate
that's
milk.
how I'd be. I'd have my little favorites and shit.
Yeah.
What you looking at? I don't like you. No.
Yeah, so fucking
kids are great, man.
Yeah.
Innocent, man. I mean.
Yeah, so that was that little situation, and then one day my homegirl called me, right? My homegirl Ashley. She's like, "Hey, fool, fucking, it's gonna be my birthday this Saturday. Like, let's go out." I was like, "All right, fool. Like, you know, where you wanna go?" She's like, "There's this club over here in fucking Hollywood, I think it's called Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. huh?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's what it was called. So I was like, all right, fool, like, why you want to go over there for? She's like, oh, I know some people, they're going to fucking rap. They're going to sing or whatever, the rap. And I was like, all right, fool, like, whatever you want to do, like, we'll go. So I ended up going with her, and that's where I met my second baby's dad,
Okay.
who became my husband. We're not married no more. That's my ex-husband now, but
Was he rapping?
no, he
Okay.
was just, like, his people were, but he
Yeah.
was just right there, you know, like, little entourage, whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where I met him. And fuck, that day I met him, like, it was just that day. Like, it just took that one day.
That's it.
Yeah, that was it.
Did you hook up with him that one day?
Yeah, I did. And you know, I went back to his pad, whatever, and fucking, like, that was it. I never left. I did leave, you know, but, like, I fucking obviously went back home, but, like, I told him about me and everything. I was like, I got 2 kids, and he didn't have no kids. And he was like, don't trip. Like, you know, you could come live over here with me. Like, he was living at his mom's house, though.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, you could come live over here with me and bring the kids. Like, you know, I'll help you raise them. And I was like, man, this was tripping.
Was this the first night of meeting him, having this conversation?
This was like our first week of kicking it.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck, fool, like, you're tripping, homie. What the fuck? I just met you this week, fool. Like, last Saturday. What are you talking about?
But you like what you're hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know, fool. Like, we'll see what's up, you know?
Yeah.
And fucking
You gotta pass this polygraph test.
Yeah.
first.
So you know, we went out a couple of times, me and him, and then, like, probably like 2 months later, I introduced him to my kids, and yeah, like, my kids just fell in love with them. They fell in love with them because they didn't have the piece of shit, you know?
Yeah.
So fucking, like, they were little. They were like, what was it? Like 5 and 6. So, like, he helped me raise those kids all the way till they were in their teenage years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was he a good guy, or I mean, you stayed with him for a long time?
Nah. I mean, he was good when he wasn't high. He was good when he wasn't high.
Okay.
He was like the best person to my kids. But when he was high, it was like a fucking nightmare with this fool. It was a nightmare with this fool. And
Let's stop it right there.
All right.
Let's take a quick break, and then we'll continue after these ads. Casey, you
All
got
right.
us? There you go, right there. Thank you.
Check. Yes, sir. All right, guys. Let me get these ads going right now. All right, here we go. Although I got most of these memorized, still gotta keep it right, keep it tight. Oh man! All right, Shockaware. Shockaware is more than streetwear. It's a culture of lifestyle, individuality, and self-expression through clothes. I want you to go to shockaware.com and use code HoodStocks15. All right, I'm telling you guys, shockaware.com. Use code HoodStocks15. Looking for some good quality cannabis? I mean, killer quality cannabis. Hit with the folks at Killakush. They specialize in bringing you the best from OG to exotic. They got it all, baby. All right, hit them up at Killakushcali at gmail.com. That's Killakushcali at gmail.com. Or hit them up at Drip Fits Apparel in the city of Whittier, where you could cop the new merch and the new Hood Stocks merch. All right, so you could find them at 13800 Leffingwell Road, Whittier, California. All right, look at here we are right here. This is royalty honey. Check them out on Instagram. Real honey packs. This is the blue magic honey made with real blueberry extract. This is a new one. New taste to them. It tastes like honey, but it also tastes like blueberry. And let me tell you, it works. I told you I told you I had to sleep in the other room the other night, but check them out on Instagram at real honey packs. All right, it'll make it harder than it's ever been before. And if you think you don't need it, well, that's a damn lie. All right, it's gonna give you that extra for those special nights you want to go a little harder. All right. And if you take the honey pack, it's safe. You'll be all right. So hit them up on Instagram. That's at Real Honey Packs, all right? LA Peptides has all your weight loss needs, including Ozempic, Mounjaro, and they even have their own proprietary pen, all right? That comes with a money-back guarantee. Tap in with those Ozempic vids to answer all your questions. I heard they also have TRT, but if you need that, go to 714-269-1900. That's the number you can reach them. Call or text, all right? That's Vince, 714-269-1900. We're calling all bakers and chefs. Upgrade your kitchen with Origin Bakery and Restaurant equipment. Top quality ovens, mixers, and more at unbeatable prices. Perfect for your next culinary creation, right? Visit Origin today in the city of South El Monte or check them out online. Origin Bakery Equipment. The number to reach them is actually 626-579-3580. That's Origin Bakery Equipment. Shout out to D. Leo the jeweler, right? Call him or text him right now. 323-899-0001. Man. Check out his Instagram too. It's d.leo the jeweler. He's showing you all the behind the scenes of what it takes to run a jewelry business, right? It's pretty cool. I love watching his stories. Shout out to the piping company, plumbing, piping, and service. You could reach them at 714-468-2828 or on Instagram if you'd like to see some behind the scenes of some pipe cleaning. That's The Piping Co., all right, on Instagram, at The Piping Co. Shout out to our criminal defense attorney, Doug Sherrod. You can reach him at KingKongLawyer.com, and that's KingKongLawyer.com. Want to shout out one last sponsor. That is Lux Tattoo. And we know, Snaps, you know a little bit about Lux Tattoo. Can you show us some of that ink right there?
Yeah, I got my kids' portraits. This is my daughter, Regina, and my daughter, Raylene. And he did these ones.
That Lux really gets down, man.
Yeah, my boys, and he did this one.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see it. You can't really see it too much.
Yeah, right there. There it is.
There we go.
Damn, that's Lux Tattoos, guys. LUXX Tattoos _tattoos.
Shout out to the homie Lux.
Yes, sir.
Let's get back to the show.
It's a little cold in here. I had to put this hoodie on, man. It's hot outside, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I had a shocker wear shirt I was gonna wear. You know, the kind of like the zip up ones that got the collar and shit. Fucking had lint balls all over that. And I was gonna thug it. I was like, I don't give a fuck. It's iron, you know what I mean? You know? I don't want to come here looking like a Christmas tree. So I was like, fuck it, slingshot it is, you know. But then you get in here and you even said, you're like, bro, it's fucking crisp in here.
Yeah, I was like, damn, it's fresh in here. It's good though. It's good.
Yeah,
it's better than being fucking hot.
Are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. I appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing your journey, your life with us right here. I know sometimes it's hard to do it, huh?
Yeah.
It's hard to open up.
It was like in the beginning, like, you know, like especially with my first baby's dad, it was real hard. But you know, like now, like I could talk about it freely, like, you know, because I already got bypassed all that shit.
And Homeboy's industry prepares you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like I said, doing groups right there, like talking with other girls and stuff like that, like it really does help.
And it feels good too.
Yeah, yeah.
It feels good. I like.
Yeah, because I don't let no man like have power over me. I don't. That's one thing. Like I learned how to be very independent without a man. Very independent. I'm a single mom of 4 kids, and I do everything by myself. Like I said, my daughter, she's not with me. She's staying at her grandma's, but like I raise all my kids by myself. Never once needed no man's help.
So you're in this relationship now with the dude that you met at the Blue Moon.
Yeah.
And he sold you a
good story.
He sold you a good story, but it sounds like, you know, sometimes, you know, me being one of them dudes back in the day, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're going to say whatever you're going to say to get inside the you know what. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what guys do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done that so many fucking times.
That's what a lot of girls do too, you know?
You think they do it too?
I mean, not any girls that I know, but like, you know, I've heard of a lot of girls doing shit like that too, you know?
Yeah, it's a two-way street in a
exactly.
sense, right? Yeah. So we're not dudes. I mean, but I'll go out on a limb and I'll say it's probably a bigger percentage of guys that do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Is. Yeah.
And so this dude sells you a dream, and you were probably in a vulnerable place in your life where, you know, you wanted to believe it. You know? And it seems like as many years as it went, you said your kids were like 5 and 6, and then you were with dude until your kids were in their teens. Yeah. How did that go?
That was like I said, like with the first one, you know, like you're with somebody and you love that person and you think that your love could overpower whatever shit that they got going on. You could change that person. But with this fool, like I realized, like love can't change who they are or what they're doing, or like it can't change somebody. They have to want to change themselves, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and when I met him, he was doing coke a little bit here and there, you know, and I was still clean. I was doing good. I was still clean. I was just, you know, I was good. And you know, I didn't trip on coke cuz like he was just doing it every so often, but you know, months started going by, like I started noticing him like acting like different, you know, like, and I knew how somebody is like when they get high with dope, because I used to get high by myself.
Oh, with the tweak.
Yeah. So I started seeing that shit in him. I was like, fool, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, what kind of things was he doing that was giving you
He
that,
was just like fucking straight tripping. Like,
give us a story.
When that fool gets high, like, you can tell, because he will get high for fucking days and days and days, turns into weeks.
And how would he, what person would he gradually turn into? Like, how does the high start? I mean, he starts getting high. Second day, he's doing what?
Like, the second day, he's just like fucking like all like tripping, like with that look, you know? I'm like, fool, don't even talk to me. Just stay over there on that side of the house. Don't talk to me, you know?
Like,
and
looking out the window, paranoid, or what?
That like, well, we're staying at his mom's house, and like his mom has a beautiful house.
Did the mom know he was high?
Yeah.
And what would she say?
She would just ignore him.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of moms, they're like, okay, you know, as long as he's right there, you know, like it's all good.
Yeah.
You know, like as long as he's not doing nothing bad on the streets, like it's all right. You know, a lot of moms are like that.
Yeah.
You know, and she was one of those moms. You know, until he would do something stupid, like stupid.
Like, what would be something stupid?
The one stupid thing that he does is like to light fucking fires at the house.
Light fires.
Yes.
He's a pyromaniac.
Yes.
And why did he have a fixation with fires?
Like this fool, I don't know. Like this fool, like he starts tripping, like he fucking he'll light a fire, fucking like burn down the curtains till like, you know, one of us had like fucking like make it go off, you know, and like this fool fucking like would roll up on people.
Would he be laughing while he's doing this?
No,
Did he think it was funny?
He would just
fucking
fucking no. He would just be like, yeah, I fucking did that. I did that. I'm like, fuck, fool, like you're stupid, dog. Like you could burn down the whole house.
Like you lit your own curtains on fire.
Yes. Like you could have fucking burned down the whole house. Like we're all in here, homie. Like, fuck, fool. Like, but they don't think, you know, because they're high.
But sober, he would never try to light the curtains on fire.
Nah.
But when he got high, he wanted to light curtains on fire.
Yeah, and this fool would run up to people in their cars. Like this fool fucking like do some way out shit.
Yeah.
And like this fool would trip. He would trip like. Okay, so my last 2 kids are from him. So this fool would trip. Like he would think that he would hear my daughter in someone's car down the street, and he'll just bust the fucking windows to that car, or he'll go to my car, bust all the fucking windows. Like, bitch, I know you're in there with somebody fucking, oh, you know, like that tweaker shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fool, I'm over here in my room, dog, like, and you're over here fucking up my fucking car, fool, like it was always like something with this fool. And I love that fool so. We got married, actually. We were married.
Did you get a wedding and everything?
No, I never want. Like, for me, I don't like all that fancy shit. Like it was just a couple of his friends, and that was it.
How'd you guys do it?
We got married at court in Moravia courthouse on Cesar Chavez. And
did you dress up?
Nah. We were just dressed regular.
Dressed regular?
Everybody dressed regular, yeah.
And so you guys went to the clerk window, filled out the paperwork.
Yeah.
You had a couple friends with you guys watching, taking pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And fucking they took pictures and everything, and fucking that was it. Like we just.
Did you guys leave to your honeymoon from that court?
We just kicked it at the beach, me and him, really. Like,
that's cool.
We just kicked it. His mom watched my kids, and we just went to the beach, just me and him, and we were there that whole weekend, and that was it.
And you know what? As much as I want to have fun with this conversation in a sense, but that's real life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people do it like that. because fucking weddings are expensive as shit.
Yeah, like I'm not that one. Like I don't want a big old fancy wedding. Like if I get married, like I'm not looking for all that. Like
Don't you think you deserve a big fancy wedding?
I mean, yeah, like every hyena would love to have that, but like for me, like I'm cool. Like let's just have like a little kickback or something. Like we'll make it nice, but like I don't want this big old fucking chandelier, nothing like that. I don't want no fucking like, I don't want all that. I don't want like 100 of white, like thousands of white roses everywhere. I just want something cool, simple. Like if we're gonna spend money, let's spend money on a house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not spend money on a fucking party. Like for what? For like, you know?
It's kind of like faking the funk in a sense, right? We're gonna do all this extravagant stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. For what?
And then we're gonna go back to our little, you know what I mean, hole in the wall
Yeah.
where we live at.
Exactly.
You know, broke as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, and now we're stressing about all that money we spent. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I get it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because in real life, like, dude, I seen this wedding recently. A family of friends, hood of mine, right? And they did it big. You know what I mean? And I was like, damn, that's
expensive,
It's
right
like a rich balling ass
Yeah.
wedding right there. I said, damn, I know where the homie work at. You know what I mean? Oh, he must have hit a lick before that. Like I start thinking shit, dude.
Yeah.
But it's a really financial setback for some people that do that, unless they have family that are just like, you know what, we want to take care of this. Because I think in if I'm not wrong, in the old school way, when woman marries man marries woman, one of the parents takes care of something.
Yes.
Is it the man's side, the woman's side? Casey, do you
There's
know?
a woman's side usually.
It's the woman's side? That the
Yeah.
parents cover like bills or something like that?
Yeah.
They said Lucky's talking about Casey's wedding. We talk about Casey's wedding. I think you did already, right? You
Yeah,
did,
but I did all that shit myself
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
How much does that cost?
Maybe it costs like $5,000 really.
But but this dude's a crafty dude. Like he's just made
Yeah.
different. I mean, like he's the modern day new Paisa. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah, real shit. Because this dude is a hard worker and
Yeah.
he'll make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
That's this
That's
guy
good.
right here.
That's good.
He's handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. But so you have a humble wedding. How did you feel after that? Did
I
you
was
want to
cool.
get married?
Yeah, I did.
What kind of problems did you have getting up to get married?
What kind of what?
Were you having some? He was doing all that crazy shit before you got married, right?
Yeah. No. He wasn't doing all that crazy shit before he got married.
No?
He wasn't. That was like after.
After.
So he trapped me.
That was the surprise
Yes.
after party.
Yes. I
So
was like,
did he always do that, or was that something he just fell into?
No,
then?
well, he used to get high with dope way before I got along. I came into the picture, you know. But then he stopped. He started fucking around with coke. Then, like, you know, after we got married, then he started fucking around with dope again. You know, he's been getting high like since he was young, teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, for sure. And at the end of the day, within this street culture, within this underground network of street women and dudes, that's kind of like a normal thing. Everybody's getting high.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting high.
Yeah.
I mean, the rite of passage is to get high with everybody else. If you're the one that's not getting high in these circles, it is what it is. Real shit. And street gang shit, man. Had homies that weren't getting high. Like, fool, get the fuck out of here, bro.
What are you doing here?
Yeah, what the fuck you doing, dog? You know what I mean?
You're a little party booper.
Like, we were always trying to turn fools out. Like, hey, just hit it one time, dog. Next, you know, they were pissed at them because they're high as fuck. Like, hey, fool, stop getting high. It's like, motherfucker, you got me high. That's right, huh? But we didn't tell you to get high like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You never know how it's going to affect somebody.
Yeah. Some people could be cool. Some people could flip out. Some people could fucking, like, want to do some crazy shit. Like,
dude, me and my homies, we be laughing, bro, because we get tweaked the fuck out and we be doing some stupid ass shit, but making each other laugh, busting up, doing wild ass shit, but having a fucking great time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Having a great time, you know?
yeah.
Anyways, you get married, you go to the beach, hanging out at the beach.
Yeah,
you're married now.
Yeah, we fucking stood out there in a real nice motel that weekend.
What? You mean a nice hotel or motel?
Hotel.
Okay, you said motel. You said a real.
I was about to call it the Momo, but
Well, that's what it's usually called.
yeah. Yeah. So fucking we stood there, whatever. Then months passed, and then like he started fucking around with dope again.
Yeah.
Like I said, he used to fuck around with dope way before I came along, but then he stopped. He was doing coke only, and then 6, 7 months, 8 months later, he started fucking around with dope again. And then, I started seeing, like, fuck, like, all right, this fool's tripping, but he's not tripping too bad. Like, I love this fool. We already have fucking kids. Like, he's helping me with my kids, So I was like, I'm going to just stay with this fool.
Yeah, well, you're just kind of like weighing out the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And you're like, the good weighs a little more than the bad. Even though the bad is annoying as fuck, but I've been around that all my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, then it got to the point, like, years passed by. I'm still going through it with this fool. Like I said, when he's good, he's good. He's good with the kids. He's cool with the kids. He pays attention to them. Like, but when he's bad, he's fucking bad. So, years passed by, like I said, he started busting out all my fucking windows because he's tripping fucking hard. And I'm like, fuck, fool, like, I'm working and, like, you're over here fucking causing me more money, homie. Like, and this fool is never the type of fool to, like, fuck, I'm sorry, babe. Like, let me go pay for it, like, after he comes down and whatever, like, he's just like, oh, well, you gotta fix. I'm like, fuck. So I'm just like, fuck. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I started telling myself, like, fuck, fool, after all the shit that you've been through, like I feel like I'm just back at the same fucking position.
Yeah, with this
first
baby dad.
Yeah, but with this one, like, he don't put his hands on me like the way the last one did. But, like, this fool, when he acts dumb, like, he does get in my face, but he don't put his hands on me. Yeah. So I was like, fucking, like, I was trying to fucking make it like, all right, he's good. But even though, like, I'm telling myself in the back, on the other side of my head, like, nah, fool, like, fucking leave him, because he's fucking getting high, he ain't doing shit. He's fucking up all your shit. Like, fuck, like, this fool's fucking causing you money, like, to fucking spend, like, fix everything that he's fucking up. So, so fucking, I tried to leave him a couple times, and, I always went back. Yeah. I always went back. And I remember one time I went back, like, we were good for like a month, and then this fool just, I don't know, like, it was getting to a point where, like, he started getting bored, and he would get high just to get high.
Yeah.
And so fucking one day, like, I come home from work, and this fool's tripping because I don't know what the fuck he's tripping on. This fool starts tripping, he fucking grabs all my stuff, all the kids' stuff, throws it down the stairs, and, like, he's like, get the fuck out of the house. I'm like, fuck, fool. Like, I was like, all right, you want me to fucking leave? Fuck it then, I'm a fucking bounce. So I ended up leaving with all my kids, and we stayed in Lincoln Park Motel, right across the street from Lincoln, the park. Yeah. In Lincoln Heights. Yeah, we were right there for like about a good 6 months.
That's a hood motel right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. And me and my 4 kids were right there for 6 months. Like, I fucking hated it.
How'd you stay there for 6 months? Did you work out like a weekly program or something? A payment program with them or something?
No. I was paying the guy fucking like monthly.
Yeah.
I was paying him monthly because,
I mean, a lot of those motels offer that type of assistance, right? To like, anybody that might be in a situation similar.
So I told him my situation and everything, and he's like, all right, he's seen me with all my kids. I was like, I promise it's just gonna be me and my 4 kids. Like, like, I'll pay you, fool. Like, I'll pay you. So fucking, I paid him and fucking,
How was it living in that motel for 6 months?
Fuck.
How was it living in a motel for 6 months, especially a hood one, in the hood, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, fuck, because my 2 little ones, they were still going to school over there by his house, and their school was on the next block from his mom's house. So, like, I didn't want to move them schools because I was like, fuck, if I move them schools over here to Lincoln Heights, like, I'm not trying to be right here forever, like, I'm going to just keep them at that school.
Yeah, it's temporary where you're at.
Yeah, until I figure out what the fuck am I going to do, like, fuck, like, my 2 little ones, they're still little babies, they're still in Pampers. So, and then the 2 other ones, they're in elementary. I'm like, fuck, like, and at this point, my mom and dad had already passed. So
Oh, they passed away.
yeah, they had passed.
How did they pass away, if you don't mind me asking?
My dad, he had brain cancer on the left side of his brain, and my mom, she passed a month and a half after my dad. So that was
From
from a broken heart.
wow.
It was she had what is that shit called? Fucking
Diabetes, dementia.
no. Fucking pneumonia.
Oh, she got pneumonia.
Yeah,
Huh?
she got
got
pneumonia.
sick.
Yeah.
She got so stressed out,
Yes.
probably from a broken
She
heart.
was drinking, like I said, my parents were party people. My mom, she used to love to fucking drink. That was her thing. She used to love to fucking drink, and the day that we buried my dad, she just didn't eat shit. She just drank a whole month straight. So fucking she drank herself to death, like.
Your pops was a good husband to her.
Yeah, he was.
He was a good man to her.
Yeah, he was real good to her. Real good to her. And I was kind of looking for that kind of man in these fucking fools. Never once have I found it.
Yeah.
Till this day, I haven't found it.
I hope if something ever happens to me, I hope my lady drinks herself to death from a broken heart.
Yeah, and follows you.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom literally followed my dad like a month and a half after.
No, that would be selfish of me. But I you know what I mean? It's a great
Yeah.
story, but I'd want her to be strong and
Yeah.
move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I hear it though.
Yeah. So like I said, like I didn't have nowhere to go. I wasn't talking to my brother. I wasn't talking to my sister. Like, my mom and dad were gone, so I was like, fuck it, I'm out here in the world by myself with my 4 kids. Fuck it, I'm gonna just do what the fuck I gotta do the best way I know motherfucking how. I'm gonna do what I have to do and fucking make this money, pay this fucking motel, give my kids whatever the fuck they need, and I'll figure something out.
Yeah.
So, like, I was doing my thing,
Yeah.
I was doing my thing. I was slanging, but I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this forever, like I couldn't fucking leave I didn't have nobody to leave my kids to, so I could go get a job, I just couldn't. So, like I said, I was slanging. I was doing what I had to do. I was making the money and fucking, sometimes hyenas, they get more customers than men.
Easily. Yeah.
Real
It's
easy.
a safer transaction.
Yeah,
You
it
know.
is.
Sometimes, 100%.
Depending on the people you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, so
Yeah.
like I was there for 6 months, and then fucking like on the 5th month we were there, like that was just like fuck, like I was getting tired, like all the traffic that was coming through right there.
The motel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Was it all for you?
no,
Okay,
it wasn't for
just
me.
everybody
Yeah,
was-
like I would.
Everybody's living that life right there.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
but my people, my customers, I would have them meet me like in the front of the motel, like on the side.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't have them come all the way in.
Yeah.
So I would always go out to the front, like on the side.
Yeah.
Right there where that little residential street's at right there.
Yeah.
So the 5th month I was like, fuck, I don't want to be here no more. Like I'm not trying to fucking be here like this no more. Like I want to fucking get the fuck on out. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking try to get on Section 8 or something. And this fool fucking calls me. And he's like, I want you to come back home. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I miss you and my kids. I want you to come back home. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'll be home. And fucking, I left like the 6th month. Like, after I was done paying for the 6th month, I left. And I went back home to him. And then he, like I said, he gave me all these he promised me everything. Like, he's going to change and everything. And fucking nothing ever happened. Like, there was no change.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I'm not going to leave again. Why am I going to take my kids back and forth, here and there,
So you just dealt with it, huh?
Yeah, I just dealt with it. I dealt with it, and I was stuck. I was fucking stuck.
Yeah.
We were married. We had kids. I was in his mom's house. Like, fuck. Like, I didn't have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. I'm going to just fucking thug it out right here. So, like I said, this fool get high and fucking he starts breaking fucking windows. This fool starts breaking not everybody, but like a couple cars down the block. He would start breaking fucking windows, and they would call the cops on him. So they would fucking find him all fucking smoked out right there. Like the kuras would come and take him. So one day I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go get a fucking job. I found a job at this Thai restaurant in Silver Lake. So I was the waitress right there, and I was fucking making good fucking money with tips and everything, you know? So I saved all my fucking money, and then fucking, he was busted. He was gone for like a year and a half, and fucking, I would always check his shit on fucking inmate search, right? And I found out that this was gonna come home like in 2 months. So I put it in my mind like, all right, I got 2 months to fucking leave. maybe a month because they always get out early, you know.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, it says 2 months, but I'm gonna give myself a fucking month. Like, I got a month to fucking leave. So I was saving all my fucking money, you know, and fucking I was looking for apartments, you know, and ain't nobody trying to rent out an apartment to a single mom of 4 kids, you know.
Yeah.
It's just it ain't happening nowhere, no fucking where. Rent is like what, 2,000, 1,900 at that time, and fucking ain't nobody want to give me a chance. I went to my hood, I couldn't find nothing. I went all over SGV, I couldn't find shit. Then I was all over here in fucking Northeast, I couldn't find nothing. And I was like, fuck it. Then I went to East LA, I still couldn't find shit. And then I fucking finally went on this one block, right? And it's on the next block from his fucking mom's house. And I fucking was like, fuck, let me just try this fucking block real quick. I don't want to be here because he's on the next block, but let me just see what's up. Maybe something will come up. So I go to this, I start from the top of the fucking, the street. And the first apartment I go to, the manager, he's like, oh, where do you work at? And I told him, I was like, oh, I work at this place and this place. And he's like, all right. He's like, well, who's going to be renting with you? I was like, you know what? It's just me and my 4 kids. Like, if you give me this chance, I promise you, I will always give the rent a week in advance, you know? And he's like, oh no, sweetie, like, we're not tripping on if you know, like, who's here with you. Like, if you have somebody to help you with rent, we just want to know if you could pay the rent. And I was like, yeah, the rent, the money is not, like, it's not a problem. I could pay for the money. I was like, I could give you the deposit, down payment, and last month's rent right now if you want.
Yeah.
I'll give you first month's rent too. All that shit right now. I got cash, I'll give it to you right now. And so I'm going through my fucking backpack. I was like, here. And he's like, no, sweetie. And he was gay. He's like, no, sweetie, just put that away. He's like, just fill this application and just put your where you work at, and don't worry about it. I'll help you out. And I was like, fuck. Now this happened 2 days before he got out.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck, I was praying. I was like, fuck, let me get this apartment, God, please. Like, I only have 2 fucking days. Like, I'm counting the fucking hours, you know? So the next day, he's like, all right, I'm gonna give you an answer by tomorrow because we gotta do a credit check. I was like, that's it. Fuck it. I'm not gonna get it. I know I'm not gonna get it. Yeah. So I was like, fuck. Or I was like, all right.
You got bad credit?
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm not gonna get this fucking place. So I just kept going down the fucking block, fucking still applying everywhere. Nothing happened. The next day, this fool calls me. He's like, hey, Cynthia, like, you know, your credit's not too good, but like, if you have cash to pay everything right now, like, I'll give you the keys to the apartment today. And I was like, what the fuck? I started crying. I was like, fuck. I was like, yeah, like, can I go meet you right now? Like, fuck, can I go? It was like at 10 o'clock in the morning. I was like, fuck, let me go meet you right now. Like, I'll go over there right now. Like, I'm literally on the next block from you. So fucking, he's like, yeah, I'll be there like in 30 minutes. Be there. And I was like, all right. So I got up, washed up everything. And then fucking, I went over there and then fucking, I took my kids and the little ones, because the other ones were at school. I signed all the paperwork. He didn't want the cash. He wanted a money order.
Yeah.
So I fucking went to go get a money order. I came back. I fucking gave him the thing. He gave me my keys. And I was like, fuck. I just broke down. I was like, fuck. Like, I did it. Like, fuck. I did this shit on my fucking own with my 4 kids. Like, it's hard. It's really, really hard to be a single mom going through all this bullshit with all these fucking fools and like, you know, being able to fucking, like, fuck, like, I could do it. I don't need no fucking man. I never fucking needed a man. I could do this shit on my own. Like, so.
It was a confirmation.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, like, you know, after I had my little fucking tears right there, I fucking, I took the kids back in the car and we went back to his mom's house. I just grabbed all of their clothes, some toys, whatever like that, because this fool was already getting out the following day. I'm like, fuck all
You're
the
like, the
big
clock
shit.
is
Yeah,
ticking.
yeah. I was like, fuck all the big shit. Fuck it. I'll just get new shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was like, let me just get the important shit.
Yeah.
Let me get all my important paperwork. Let me get their clothes. Let me get some fucking food that I have right there. I'm not trying to get everything because I don't want to make fucking too many trips.
Yeah.
You know, so I just got what we needed and that was it. And fucking I fucking laid out blankets and fucking that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. Fucking I picked up my kids from school, my 2 older ones. I was like, we got our own apartment. Like, this is us.
Nice.
This is us. Yeah. And fucking you know, fucking we were there for like 4 years and after that, like I was like, fuck it, like I'm doing this shit on my fucking own. I don't need no.
So you were there for 4 years.
4 years by myself with my kids.
That's good. Good for you. Yeah.
Yeah, the rent was it was $2,000 for 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool. Like I could do this.
Yeah.
I could do this. And then the 3rd year I was there, that's when I went to Homeboys Industry. And then I started, like I said, working on myself, getting my high school diploma. And then, and then after that, like my 4th year being right there at that pad, I was being with somebody else after that. And then fucking, we ended up moving to the spot where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Yeah, and, you know, that situation didn't work out. And, you know, fucking, I'm still right there at that spot. It's already been 2 years, and I'm doing it by myself.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. And so, basically, like, if there's any, you know, we talked about it previously before you came, that, you know, we wanted to give a message, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so if there is any women, old, young, whatever, you know, I mean, that are listening, you know, that might be going through similar situations you've been through, I mean, what would you tell them?
I would tell them, like, you know, just don't let no man fucking try to tell you what to do. Like don't let no man put his hands on you, like, you know, or mind fuck you. Like, don't let somebody like try to intimidate you or make you feel like you're less, you know, because you know, all of us women, like, we come with a loving heart, you know, and some men, they don't get it, you know, whether they're in their addiction or they're trying to get right or whatever it is that they're going through, you know, some people just don't get it. And like, you don't have to be stuck in a situation where it's like, fuck, like, you know, like, oh, like, we got kids together, like, you know, I want to stay with him, like, he's gonna change. Like, yeah, you could tell yourself that all day, but, you know, a vato ain't gonna change unless he wants to change. And if he hasn't changed for you yet, like, what makes you think he's gonna change for you, like, tomorrow, next day? It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna happen. He's gonna do whenever the fuck he wants. And if you guys are going through this repeated fucking lifestyle, like, it ain't never gonna work. It's never gonna work. Like, you know, like, I don't, like, I would like to fucking have, like, if all the women could fucking be like, fuck, like, I don't need to depend on no man. Like, there shouldn't be no woman that has to depend on a man. Like, we got our own 2 feet, we got our own 2 hands. You know, we could do just as much as they could do, you know, like, we could buy our own houses, we could buy our own cars, we could make our own money, like, take care of our own kids. Like, you know, like, you ain't gotta be suffering or going through, like, abuse. All that fucking domestic violence shit like that, it ain't never gonna fucking change unless you leave, you know. And it's always gonna stay like that. It's always gonna stay like that because they got their own problems. They're not really trying to fix, you know, like they can't because they don't know how. You know, those are the people that need therapy. Those are the people that need to talk to somebody that, you know, like, it's a mental health type of situation, you know, and they're throwing that shit upon, you know, their partner. And like, fuck, like, for a long time I thought, like, fuck, is it me? Like, is it me? But like, I'm already knowing, like fuck, like, this fool, he's never gonna fucking change because he went through his own shit when he was young, and like, you know, he's getting high, and like, it's not a good mixture, like, you know. And then I'm not gonna give a fuck no more because he keeps putting his hands on me. So like, I'm gonna fucking fight back. I'm not gonna let no man touch me. Never, never will I ever let a man touch me. Like, man, like, hell no, it's not gonna happen. Not no more. Like, I'm not that same person I was back then. Like, I'm very like if a man wants to step to you, then he's gonna step to you, but I'll never fucking back down. But a woman shouldn't have to be stuck in a situation where it's like, fuck, like I'm trapped. We ain't trapped. We'll never be trapped. You should never feel like you're trapped, because there's always a door. You just gotta walk to it and open it, you know. And that's a thing. Like, if you got kids, like, let your kids be the light to walk to that door and open it and go through it. Because you're really going to go through it. It's going to be a struggle. Believe me, it's going to be a real struggle. But that's something that you got to have, like, you know, you got to have that willpower. Like, fuck, I'm going to do it. Talk to yourself like, I'm going to fucking make this shit happen. I don't give a fuck. I'll make this shit happen for my kids. And that's what I used to do all the time. Tell myself, like, fuck it, eh? Like, if this fool ain't helping me, cool. Fuck it. He don't want to see his kids, cool. This fool's not going to fucking help me. He's high. Fuck it, eh? Like, it's all right. My 4 kids, they got me. That's all they'll ever need is me.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you for that. And I wanted to do that. I wanted to do this, you know, we had a diverse platform in the sense of covering a lot of different subjects and topics. And I think this was very, very important to have within this community. Now, you just spoke to about 6% of our audience, which are females. 94% of them are men.
Yeah.
You know, and these are real numbers right here.
Yeah.
Analytics from, you know, this platform. And so 94 of these dudes might be, there's probably a very small percentage, because I think we got a good decent following, but hey, we're all flawed individuals, and sometimes motherfuckers might slip up and whatever that consists of. So I'd like you to send a message to maybe a couple guys that might be listening right now that might be putting hands on their lady right now.
Man, like,
talk to them.
You fools, like, I think, like, you guys just need to, like, seek for help. You know, therapy's always gonna fucking help. Like, you shouldn't disrespect the person that you have kids with. Like, you know, never. Like, you, at one point, you wanted to be with that hyena. You wanted to pursue her. You wanted to have her as your girl. Like, you wanted to have kids with her. And then, like, you know, whatever happens. You know, like, I know there's always gonna be problems in every relationship, but it's like, you can't fuck with a hyena in her mental, like, and like start beating on her, like, because, like, fool, you got a mom too, you know. Like, how would you feel if some fool just started beating on your mom or your little sister, you know, or your niece, whatever it is, you know? Like, you gotta think that that's somebody's daughter, that's somebody's mom. Like, fuck, for fools that are beating on their fucking hyenas, like, I think that these fools are like straight pieces of shit that like, I don't know, like, these fools just fucking, like, you need to wake the fuck up, go get help, get therapy, you know, like, work on yourself and really open your eyes, because, like, this shit ain't no fucking joke, because you're fucking with some hyena's fucking mind, and you never know, you could push her to suicide, something like that. Like, you know, like, some of these females, like, some of these females, they get, like, suicidal, like, fuck, like, all he's doing is beating on me, like, I don't want to live, like,
Makes them feel worthless.
yeah, it makes them feel worthless. And, like, you know, all these fools are fucking, like, you guys are, like, killing these hyenas from the inside out. You know, you guys don't see that. You're mentally fucking with them, and it's like, for what? Like, this hyena, all she does is love you, and it's like, fool, you got everything you wanted, and now you're just mistreating it. Like, for what, homie?
Yeah.
For what?
And that's so true, too, because the first time a lot of us meet that female, right?
Yeah.
That girl, that little Jainita, you know what I mean? That little hot mamacita, you know? And we're just like, ugh, we're just licking our chops. We can't wait to, you know what I mean? Just dig into that plate, you know? And, you know, you got your best behavior out.
Yeah.
You got the best behavior out.
Yeah.
I'm always an asshole from the beginning, you know what I mean? Always. I'm always an asshole from the beginning. But with good behavior, but an asshole, you know? But a lot of these dudes, they portray like an image, a godly image.
Like a Prince Charming type of shit.
A godly image. And then a week later, you know what I mean? Or whenever, you know, once they and it's so true. I'm saying all that not to shit on my guys right here, you know what I mean, or not to shit on myself. Very flawed dude, done a lot of dumb shit, you know.
Yeah.
Been in a lot of relationships and far from perfect. I'll tell you that.
Ain't nobody perfect.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody perfect.
But but you said, like you said, when you wanted, the way you acted, you got to keep that same energy, man.
Exactly.
You know, or just take it slow. I think in the streets, we just go so fast.
Yes.
Because we're looking for love. The streets are filled with a bunch of lost souls looking for love, something to gravitate to, some place to feel good, some place to call home. I mean, I've done that so many times, and there's been females in my life and homies vice versa. You know, I mean, it's the same thing. We all just looking for love. We want a place to call home, you know, and you know, it's just we go too fast.
Yeah.
We go too fast in relationships.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take it slow. You know, in the regular world, people like go out on dates, you know, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
you know, they go out on dates and they fill it out. And, you know, they're in the fucking, by the coffee pot at the office. And you're like, yeah, I've been with her for 3 weeks already. I'm hoping I'm going to get into the chonies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
But we don't live in that type of world.
No, it just happens like this.
Yeah,
you could
yeah.
Dude, I got homies and been in the shit. And next day, you see, like, what the fuck, bro? You know what I mean? It's my hyena, dog. I mean, I was like, oh, you just met her, bro. You don't even know her. You don't even know her last name. What's her last name? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your last name? We do it so fast, man. And
because we live that fast life.
Yeah.
Because we live that fast life. So we think that, like, we got to move fast in this relationship.
If this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. All right, you want to ride right now? Bop, 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 whoa, whoa, whoa. Kind of feeling you, feeling me. Let's roll.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when you jump in these G rides and you put the pedal to the metal and you run it till the motherfucking wheels fall off or till you crash the thing, then this is, you know, it's
exactly.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's that street life.
Yeah, exactly. Like, are you gonna be my fucking ride or die bitch or not?
But there's so many. You know what? We can call it the street life, but let's be honest. Domestic violence exists across the board.
It does.
From all the way to the top to the bottom.
Yes.
They had the president of France, bro. They opened the door on him by accident. You ever see that case? The plane. They opened the plane by accident. The president of France, I don't think they call him presidents. They call him something else. But when they opened the plane, they opened it too quick, and his wife slapped the shit out of him. Bop, bop. You know what I mean? Slapped the shit out of him. And he's such a professional. He took it, seen the door open, he said, hey. You know? But, so it happens across the board, it exists across the boards.
Yeah.
Life isn't perfect across the board. But when you are taken to the next level, putting hands on a woman, you know, it's unacceptable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Stabbing a woman, unacceptable. I mean, sometimes I've been told in my past that verbal abuse is just as bad.
It is, because like I said,
I've been a verbal abuser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I talk shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we all do, though.
Yeah.
I know I talk shit.
Like, I ain't gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna verbally assault you. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. I know I talk shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I know I talk shit with whoever I'm with, you know, like, but that's because that person's pushing me to like, because now, like, at my age right now, like, I will not put up with no man shit. I won't. Like, if
you're a lit fuse now.
Yeah. So, like, if you tell me, like, oh, well, fuck, if you don't do this, like, then we're done. All right, cool, homie. Spencer, like, fuck it, we're done then.
What if we were like, you know what, somewhere and I just hand you the popcorn. I'm like, hey, go pop that popcorn. What are you gonna say?
I'll be like, fool, go with me then.
3 minutes on the microwave, pop the popcorn. I don't know. It's you know, you've lived a life of domestic violence, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I hope that, you know, it doesn't continue in your life. You know, I hope you find a good guy that values you. You know what I mean? But first, you got to value yourself.
Yeah. That's another thing too. Like, a lot of women, and not just women too. Like, you know,
you got to have standards.
Yeah, a lot of men too. Like, because I know it's vice versa. You know, like, some hyenas, they beat on their dudes, because some fools. I know a couple, like, they ain't like that, you know. And you know, it's like, you gotta value yourself. You gotta know what you're worth. You gotta know, like, fuck, like, I'm not gonna let this fucking hyena or this fool fucking beat on me. Like, what the fuck? Like, you gotta know your standards. Like, and if you don't know that, like, fuck, then you're just gonna stay in a fucked up situation. Like, that's not good.
You're gonna fall for every dummy on the block.
Exactly.
Next, you know, you're with this dude and he's outside breaking windows. Like, what the fuck is up with this guy right here?
Exactly. Yeah, you just gotta know your self-worth, you know, and if the other person doesn't know it and he can't see it, then I mean, fuck, Spencer, homie, like, you could go find yourself somebody else because you ain't gonna get that right here.
The ultimate control is self-control. We have to be in control of ourselves.
Yeah.
And I catch myself slipping a lot of times like that, you know, because I'm kind of like a passionate person, but people can sometimes mix it of being like passionate can be emotional too. You know what I mean? Like you just pop off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or when you feel something, you know what I mean? You
react too quick.
You react to it and you express yourself. I call it passionately, but it can be easily looked at as emotionally, and emotionally is a weakness. Passionate is, yeah, he's passionate about what he's talking about. He loves his artwork, or he's protesting. He's passionate about this movement right here, you know? But so we the biggest thing is having emotional control. And to this day, I am still working on my emotional control, you know? And that just stems from my childhood of just like no love for my family, just like, you know, so I was mad at the world. Like, man, my family ain't even got my back, you know what I mean? My parents, my mom don't got my back, my pops don't got my back, you know what I mean? So that made me very like angry and emotional.
Yeah.
And so to this day, dude, fucking 48 years old, man. You know what I mean? You know, we still work on it. You know, sometimes correcting past traumas can take a lifetime, you know? And even I was thinking about it in hindsight, because yesterday, was it yesterday, Casey, the accident? I got an accident, right? And
Saturday.
no, it was yesterday, bro. It was yesterday, dog. It wasn't
Oh,
Saturday.
it was yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday, bro.
Oh, shit.
That's why I came in fucking...
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it was yesterday, dog, before the podcast, bro.
I thought it was on Saturday.
No, Saturday is when I told you all those people were getting in accidents, bro.
I didn't know that. Flash forward, that happened today.
Yeah, and that happened today. I was like, man, I was like, man, these motherfuckers can't drive worth shit.
Yeah.
And bam, there I go, rear-ending some broad that fucking stops, dude.
Are you serious?
It's a turning lane. The light is green. It's a T street. You know what I mean? There's no oncoming traffic from the... I'm telling you, man, I'm still telling my story about this shit. Still trying to plead my case. And in the lane, it has a arrow that turns right.
Yeah.
Okay? And so if you got a green light and you're in that lane, you can't go straight. You can't go left. That lane is specifically turned to go right.
Yeah.
And so you got a green light that says go.
Yeah.
And so there's a car in front of me. The lady goes, I watch her cross the crosswalk like this. She goes like this, right? And so naturally, instinctively, what we do is we look left while we're turning right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We glance to the left, make sure, you know what I mean? We got the dude that breaks the windows driving all crazy in his mom's car, you know what I mean? You know? And so what she does is she does the same thing. But instead of doing that, looking left before the crosswalk, she does that while she's in the turn in the street and she stops, dude.
What the fuck?
And I smack her, dude. Because she caught me like this, dude.
Yeah.
So I get to the crosswalk and I go like this and pop!
Oh shit!
Because she stopped and she said she looked. She goes, I stopped to look. I said, you stopped in the middle of the street on a green light and we're in a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I smacked her, dude. I mean, in my truck.
Damn. How bad
And
are
so
the damages?
so what I wanted to tell you is I got off hot
Yeah.
because I had a coffee, dude. I had a coffee right there and that shit said, you know what I mean? And I was like, fuck, what the fuck is dumbass? You know, and she gets off with a look on her face like she's fucking the victim. You know what I mean? Like she's got a dumb look, and it could be a dude. I'm not trying to like, you know, I'd have kept the same energy. You know what I mean? Because when I get to that, I just like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Whoever's right there. And I was like, dude, what you doing? Like I didn't call out her name or anything like that, but I was just like.
Yeah.
Like, you caused this accident. Yeah, I rear-ended you, but you stopped in the freaking...
Yeah.
In this, you know? She's like, I was just looking. I stopped. I said, it's a green light. It's a turning lane. Why'd you stop? You know what I mean? Because I said I did the same thing, too. You know? And as soon as I did that... Anyways. But so I think about... Today I was thinking about it.
You're like, I need a woosah.
Let me take a deep breath. Today I was thinking about it, and I was like... That's a flaw in my character. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's a flaw in my character, you know? I got a lot of flaws in my character. And I'm always trying to fix them. I swear to God, man. I read books. I'm always like, man, I don't like that about myself. You know what I mean? And I read a book. What's so funny, fool?
Someone said, like, you just do a whole episode on the accident. Yeah, guys, it's coming. We're going to fucking break it down. We're going to take you guys into exactly what happened.
Bro, I'm gonna draw it out. I'm gonna have cars, bro.
We're going to reenact it.
So that I know she's gonna fucking comment on the podcast. No, it went like this.
She told me, she goes, would you please calm down? I'm literally shaking right here.
Are you serious?
I said, bitch, look what you did in my truck. I didn't say that.
That's crazy.
But when she said that, I walked away from her. Because, well, the first thing I did is took out my wallet and put my license on her thing.
Yeah.
And I said, get your picture. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I'm pissed. I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Why you stop like that? You know what I mean? Like, but I'm at fault because I know I'm at fault.
Yeah.
You know? But you know how it is.
And you got coffee all in your car.
When you flowing with traffic, like you flowing with traffic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like we are one. You know what I mean? The whole traffic is one. You know what I mean? We know not every, you don't pit the fucking gas because there's nowhere to go. You just flow with the traffic. You know what I mean? And I was just flowing with the traffic. You know? And I mean, I don't know how many people on a green turning lane stops. If you're gonna stop, you're gonna stop before the crosswalk to look. You know what I mean? You don't stop on the corner turned. And you can tell that I hit her like pop. You know what I mean? Because my right side and her right side is where the dent's at.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I didn't hit her fucking square on. If she would have stopped at the stoplight, I mean at the thing, I would have hit her square on. But I would have never hit her because I was looking, you know what I mean? But when I seen her go is when I did my thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, boom, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's all bad.
But yeah, so I was talking to the insurance
and what did they say?
Adjuster, and this freaking broad, man. She was like, she
it was a high note.
She was against me. I swear to God, she was against me. I mean, I felt like it. I felt the energy because I was passionately telling her my story.
Yeah.
And
should have called Doug Sherrod.
Yeah, relay this message for me, Doug. But I said, well, I asked her this question. She said, I need all the information. And then I sent her all the pictures, right? Because I took a bunch of pictures, right?
Yeah.
Took pictures of the intersection, the lane that has the arrow.
Yeah.
The T street. There's no, you know. And I said, well, can you give me some feedback of what you think? You know what I mean? You know? And she's like, well, I can't give you any feedback until I talk to her.
What the fuck?
You know? And I was like, all right, well, I said if she's a decent person, she's going to tell you the exact same thing that I said. That, you know what I mean? That she's stopped to look, you know?
Yeah.
And I hit her, you know? But anyways, and then she tells me, like, you know, like, dude, talk to me straight. Like, I just told you. Well, at least, and I was like, well, when I told you, what do you think? And she goes, well, I still got to talk to her. But I'll tell you this, it's not looking good on your end. And I'm like, well, fuck, you know what I mean? What the fuck is that?
Crazy.
She goes, it's not looking good on your end. I'm like, all right, well, then why? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dude, she couldn't give you no explanation.
Nothing. You know what I mean? And so that just pissed me off a little bit more, you know? But anyways.
That's crazy.
So we're talking about emotional control. You know what I mean? We go off on this accident because I'm sharing about.
Have self-control.
You got to have self-control because if you are easily triggered, then you're just a fucking puppet. I'm a puppet. You know what I mean? Anybody can pull your strings at any time.
Yeah.
You know? So you have this thing, this soft spot with dudes. Right?
Yeah.
And so one day you might find the right dude and not know he's the right dude. You know what I mean? And you might pop off on him. You know what I mean? And you're going to scare him away. You know what I mean?
That could happen.
And you didn't know that was the right dude right there.
Yeah, that
could
happen.
So, you know, I say that to say that all of us, you know, we have to get therapy. We have to get help. We have to read. We have to educate ourselves, you know. Yeah. And just life is
Therapy is a good thing. Therapy is a good thing.
Have you gone to therapy before?
Yeah, I did at Homeboys.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. It worked for me because I let out a lot of things that I was going through at that time.
with Zombie right there, like, hey, dog, you know what I mean? So, you know.
Hey, Zombie was like, hey, fool, you got this, dog, you got this.
Nah, I know.
Zombie, like, he's one of my main, like, at Homeboys, that fool.
Supporters?
Yes, like, that fool supports me on everything. That's the homie right there.
Good homie right there,
Yeah,
man.
Zombie, that fool, that's a good homie right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I want to thank you for coming by today and blessing the platform.
Thank you for having me.
This was good. I know this is not something we usually do right here. Lucky you ain't controlling your emotions right now. Shut your ass up. See, there I go again. Education is real. Thank you, Lazy 4713. Therapy, food. Hit Charlie's Best, delicious. Yes, it is. You should have said, do you know who I am? Eric. Yeah, that would have not worked, bro. Lux, where's all the SEX jokes at now? There's a time and place for them, you know what I mean? But they'll you know what I mean? They'll come up once in a while, you know what I mean? But not on this one. Afford therapy, medication right now, so we look for drugs and alcohol. That's true, Daniel. A lot of us can't afford therapists and medication right now, so we look for drugs and alcohol. Yeah, a lot of us drink our sorrows away, man. Keep them coming, Lux. Rated R, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to Bartlett Street. Hey, Greg. Appreciate that, man. Hood Visuals TV. Sup, Lucky? What up, my dog? Nayeli. Much love, Lucky and Snaps. Shout out to Nayeli, man. Shout out to Rhino, man. Yeah, this was good right here. This was good. These sometimes people don't understand that these podcasts are necessary within this community. Yeah. You know? So sometimes people just want all the drama. Well, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you some drama, different type of drama. Like, you know what I mean? Homegirl got some drama. I mean, you know, it's life without drama though. You know what I mean? Can you live a regular? What if you got some dude that's just like fucking too good? You know what I mean? Too fucking. He's gonna bore you to death. He's gonna start beating that fool's ass.
I think at this point right now, if I were to find somebody like that, I'll be like, fool, like.
Snap out of it.
Yeah, like
hit me.
no, I'll fucking probably run up on that fool. I'll probably run up on that fool. Nah, I wouldn't do that though. I would. I don't know.
So I was with this female. I'll share this last story with you. I was with this female way back in the day, right? And she was in abusive relationships. Yeah. You know, and she always she was from my enemy's hood. You know, back then, and all her family was from that hood. Mm-hmm. And so she's kind of like going against the grain by fucking with me. You feel me? Yeah. And whatever. So I've noticed that she was in abusive relationships because she'd want to fight all the time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I would get her arms and I pin her down. I was like, man, calm your stupid ass down. You know what I mean? Relax all that shit. You know what I mean? Then she pop, 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 pop. And then, you know, a couple times I said, pop, pop, pop. You know what I mean? Open handed. Like, bitch, good, chill the fuck out. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know? And then all of a sudden, she's like, she liked it. You know what I mean?
Some hyenas like that shit.
So I just started beating her ass every fucking day. No,
some hyenas like that shit. And
you beat it.
Like I think the girls that like that, like those girls, like they really.
Some girls like that, right? Dude, she loved that shit, dude. Therapy. Sometimes I see her cooking eggs and there was no bacon in the pan, so I punch her in the face. What? Put some bacon in that pan. And she said, "Yes, Daddy." No, I'm just playing. I
would be like, "What the fuck, fool? You can get the bacon, homie."
No, but this is a real story, and I'm kind of playing with it a little bit, but it would arouse her. It would turn her on for hands to be put on her. Yeah. You know? And I noticed that by just pinning her down. I'm like, man, calm your ass down. Shake her up real quick. Pick her up, shake her up in the air and shit. You know what I mean? Put her back down. Pick her back up. Shake her up again. You know what I mean? Put her back down. You know what I mean? Like shaking her. You know what I mean? Somebody's not right up there, so you got to shake her head up. You know what I mean? You know? Yeah. And then I put her down in her eye. She had one eye going this way, so I shook her too much. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
Yeah, she had a wandering eye. You know what I mean?
The fuck?
Shook her too much, and she was never the same after that.
I mean, like hyenas like that, like maybe something happened to them when they were young. You know, something could have happened to them while they were young, and like you know, fuck, what are them brothers' names? The
Mendes brothers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like fucking some sick shit could have fucking happened to her where she's like, you know, not all right there in the head because, you know, like I said.
A lot of females in the hood be like that.
Yeah, a lot of hyenas are like that from the hood.
Everybody's fucked up in the hood, huh?
Man, fuck, one of the homegirls, she came up to me the other day. She came to my office, and she was going through some things, right? She's like, fuck, Snaps, like, fucking, like, I'm just fucking pissed right now. Like, and I was like, what's up, fool? Like, what do you want to do? You want to go take a walk and we'll talk about it? And she's like, nah, fool, like, I'm cool right here. Like, I just need to talk. I was like, well, talk to me, fool. Like, what's going on? She was like, fucking, like, oh shit from the past is like coming up. Like, you know, when I was a little kid. I already knew right there when she said that. I was like, fool, like, man. And I started telling her about my shit. And then, like, you know, like, it happens to a lot of homegirls, you know. It happens to a lot of homegirls, and while we're kids, you know, but, like, you know, we grow up how to fucking, like, kind of, like, bury it. Some of us bury it, and, like, for me, I work through my shit. But a lot of homegirls, they fucking bury all that shit. And fucking, you know, it's hard. It's hard for some people to really, like, work on that trauma, that childhood trauma. That's like the hardest thing, because they don't want to go back and think like, fuck, like, this shit happened to me when I was fucking, like, little girl, like, my family, like, you know, it's a fucked up feeling. It's a fucked up feeling.
It's a dark world we live in.
It is.
You know what? Last year I was so high off of Periques that I was just like, man, I trust everybody. I wanted to trust for some reason. And it made me not paranoid. It made me want to trust, you know. And I don't know what was in that Periques. You know what I mean, it was, you know, it just really, it's really like I wanted to believe that the world wasn't so corrupt. You know, that the world, that what they tell us sometimes in the news is, they're being honest. They're telling us the real shit.
Yeah.
But the world is fucked up on both sides, everywhere, from top to bottom.
It is.
Bottom to top. You know what I mean? The world is corrupt. Everybody is gonna tailor their agenda, their speech to their agenda. You know what I mean? Like, is anybody true? I think I'm the only truest motherfucker in the world right now that has a platform. You know what I mean? Because I keep it a buck. You know, and I'm not trying to pat myself in the back, but I was like, damn, I need to get back with the program and you know what I mean, get with the, you know, the you know, the evil shit or something. You know what I mean? It's an evil world. Sometimes you're part of the evil shit for so long, you don't want to be evil no more. You know what I mean? You want to be real. You want to be true. You want to be like, hey guys, yeah, man, I did this in my life, and you know, I'm not happy about it. I'll make a jokes out of my shit, my past stuff. You know what I mean? But you can't, man. You can't trust shit, man. Everybody's got an agenda behind their pitch.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's fucked up, you know, but...
Can you trust at Homeboys Industries?
Yeah, a few people.
A few people.
Not everybody, but a few people. There's like Zombie. He's one person I could trust.
Yeah,
that's one person.
And everybody has their own relationships. I'm not trying to throw shade on other employees there, people that work there. You know what I mean? Everybody has their personal relationships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like everybody has their own little clique.
So exactly. Yeah. So you have your clique that what you trust with, and that works sometimes. You know what I mean? Cliques work. The whole world is filled with cliques.
Yeah,
there's cliques in the neighborhoods. There's cliques in the Marines, the Army. There's cliques in politics. There's cliques in fucking corporate offices. Yeah. Everybody has their alliances. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, and that's just the way the world is made. Full of fucking cliques. Yeah. A bunch of cliques that, you know what I mean? You know? And it feels good to now have you part of my clique. Thank you so much, Snaps. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, is there anything that you'd like to say?
I want to shout out to my kids, Richard, Regina, Raylene, and Raymond. I love all four of you. I don't know if Regina's watching this or not. I still love you, girl, no matter what. You're my daughter. But, you know, fucking, I want to shout out to all the solid homies, all my Lobos out there who are watching. Shout out to my homeboy Sly. Shout out to, like, all my solid people that I really, really fuck with. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much. And, you said you think your daughter watched this? Your 18-year-old?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's watching it.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I hope she enjoyed it, and I hope sometimes podcasts like this, or when you go through a story, maybe it will give her a deeper understanding. Yeah, you know, of what you've been through.
There's a lot of things I didn't share with my kids.
That you spoke on today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, because it's like, how do you go talk to your kids about certain things like that, you know?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
You know, they see me the way I am, but they don't really know why I am the way I am, you know? And like my two little ones, they're both 11 years old. And, you know, it's like I'm not gonna have these kind of conversations with them, but I know they're watching it right now because my daughter's texting me, Raylene. I know she's watching it, and you know, she's gonna be 12 in August, and you know, she's gonna know. Like,
Well, you know what? Let's be honest. There's really no filter in the hood, right?
Nah.
So you could be having they probably already know from ear hustling from the other room.
Yeah, like that's one thing too. Like with me, like I don't keep no secrets from my kids. No secrets from all 4 of my kids. I never once kept a secret from them because I'm not I want to be as real as I can with them, so they can always come to me with the real shit. Like I don't ever want my 4 kids to hide anything. Like, cause I'm like the only person that they could really come to. Like, and I'll back them up 113% all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I don't hide or lie about anything to my kids. I don't.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
Everybody give it up for Snaps. We are out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow at noon with Angel Cortez, man. We're out of here. See you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night.